Who else has been in this situation? You put on a brand new shirt only for it to be ruined 30 minutes later when you go out to eat and have it ruined by a pesky stain that won't wash out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Rustic Review Lab. Today we're going to be testing a variety of stain fighting products to see which works best. The stain fighters we will be testing are Shout Advanced Action Gel, Oxi Clean, and a homemade stain fighting spray. We're also going to compare using just 1 tablespoon of detergent to using the 2 load mark, which was the amount we used in our laundry detergent showdown video. This was suggested by a viewer. Lastly, we will test a control sample with no detergent with the same washer settings as the other tests. Stay tuned to find out which laundry stain remover works best. Now, let's look at the stains. We have an array of 11 stain culprits, as in the previous videos, to rigorously test each product. The stains are barbecue sauce, hot sauce, ketchup, mustard, soy sauce, coffee, red wine, a variety of markers, dirt, grass, and motor oil. Each stain sample was applied in the same manner to allow for an even comparison. After applying the stains, the samples were allowed to air dry for 2 hours before being put in the dryer on high heat to really dry out and set the stains. To save you from boredom, I only included a few clips of me applying the stains. The whole process took about 45 minutes and a lot of patience. Once all the stains were thoroughly dried out, I laid them out so you could see what they looked like before I applied the stain treatment. Now, let's go to our first contestant, Shout Advanced Action Gel. Shout claims this is their best Shout formula with 70% more stain fighting power, works in high efficiency and standard washers. The directions say to spray Shout Advanced Action Gel to saturate the stain. Activate by thoroughly rubbing into the fabric. Wait 5 minutes to penetrate, but for best results, allow to penetrate overnight. Lastly, launder with regular detergent in the warmest water fabric will accept. I rubbed the Shout gel into the stain sample for about a minute, and then let the gel penetrate into the stain sample for a little over 5 minutes before I was ready to put it in the washer. Before adding the stain sample, I first added the detergent, which was measured to the 2 load mark like in the previous videos. Then I added the stain sample to the wash. Along with the stain sample, I added 2 towels, some rags, and 2 bandanas to each load that were already clean so the stain sample could be properly agitated for the best result. I used normal wash settings with warm water and the energy saver turned on for each load. Next up is Oxi Clean. Oxi Clean claims to be America's most versatile stain fighter with over 101 ways to use. Oxi Clean also claims to be for all machines, including high efficiency. The directions say to fill the measuring cup between line 2 and line 4 per gallon of water. Soak stained items in the solution after dissolved. Soak for 1 to 6 hours and wash as normal with detergent and Oxi Clean. I used half the line 4 marking as I only used half a gallon of hot water to soak the stain sample in. The line markings were not evenly spaced, so I tried to approximate this as best as possible. I dissolved the powder in the water and soaked the stain sample for a little over an hour before adding to the washer. Along with the regular detergent amount, I also added Oxi Clean as directed to the washer. I used the same towels and rags as before, as well as the same settings on the washer to ensure an even result. The last stain fighter we will be testing is one that you can make at home. I will show you how towards the end of this video, so stay tuned to find out. I applied this just like the shout, spraying the stains to allow the liquid to penetrate, before rubbing in the stain fighter thoroughly and allowing it to penetrate for at least 5 minutes before adding to the wash. Here you can see my poor attempt to rub in the spray with one hand. Don't worry, just like with the shout, I did a better job of this with 2 hands off camera. Next, is 1 tablespoon of detergent really enough to clean your clothes? Let's test it out. I first added the detergent to the washer, then added the stain sample, then the bandanas, the rags, and finally the towels. Then I closed the lid and started the load with the same settings as before. Our last test is a control sample with no detergent. I added the stain sample in with the towels and rags and started the load. Once that finishes, we can compare the results. Alright, time to take a look at the results, starting with the stain fighting challenge. We have our shout, followed by Oxi Clean, followed by homebrew, and then our control at the bottom. Looking at shout, it looks like it struggled the most overall. Then maybe homebrew, and then it looks like Oxi might have done the best overall, especially considering the Sharpie. There's some anomalies with the control sample, but that might be based on some errors from when I applied it. I applied it on a different day, and sometimes it's different. Hot sauce looks like shout struggled the most with. About the same as the control. Ketchup looks like a similar story. Looks like mustard, similar story, same as the control. Now, going to our winners by each category, barbecue sauce was won by Oxi Clean. Pretty handily, it looks like it got almost everything. Followed by our homebrew, similar story. And then finally would be the shout. Hot sauce, it looks like Oxi Clean won it, followed by homebrew. Ketchup, it looks like homebrew won. Mustard, Oxi Clean. Soy, coffee, and wine, it looks like every one of them, including the control, got it all off. So there's not really much to compare there. Marker, it looks like the best was the homebrew or maybe the control. Then it might have been the Oxi and then the shout. Moving on to the dirt, it looks like homebrew must have done the best there, then shout, then Oxi Clean in a weird turn of events. Grass, looks like they all did a fairly decent job of it. Maybe shout struggled a little bit with that. Now, motor oil, actually looks like we're still looking at grass in this one. Sorry, this is on voiceover. So grass, yeah, might have been shout with the win, but I'm gonna post a photo of that so you can judge for yourself. Motor oil, it looks like the clear win was actually shout, surprisingly. The 2 worst ones were the control and the homebrew. Again, I'm pointing to shout, the winner there, and then Oxi Clean, the runner-up in that category. Now here's that still image with the brightness enhanced so you can judge for yourselves which one did best in which category. Now let me show you how you can make your own stain fighting spray at home. You'll need 10 to 12 ounces of hot water, a spray bottle. I got this glass one at Walmart for about $5 or $6. Really nice one, so I kind of suggest that. 3 to 4 ounces of laundry detergent, and last but not least, a funnel. This one is optional. Unscrew the sprayer from the bottle, place in the funnel, and then pour in the hot water. Going to let this go all the way in the video before I move on with the steps. Alright, now I take the funnel out here, but you can leave it in for the laundry detergent if you so prefer. Now pour in the laundry detergent. The hot water helps it mix with the, helps the detergent mix in. Otherwise, it takes a little bit longer for the ingredients to combine. Once you get that detergent in, place the spray nozzle back on, and you're going to want to really screw that down so it doesn't leak all over the place for this next step where you shake it up. And then once you have it thoroughly shaken, you can use this stain fighting spray at home for your own tough to treat stains. Now let's look at the results of the detergent amount test. We've got our control, our 1 tablespoon, and our standard 2-load mark. What you'd expect of this is exactly what kind of showed up. Hot sauce, the worst one was the control. Best one was number 2. Ketchup, same thing. Mustard, clear difference as you go down the line. Moving on to soy, coffee, and wine, I was kind of surprised that the control got all of that out, but it kind of shows you how easy those are to take out, I guess. Moving on to dirt, looks like the best was the, probably the tablespoon maybe. Grass, clear difference, little bit left over there on number 2. Maybe it was a harder one to remove. And then finally the motor oil. Motor oil, not as big of a difference, but still somewhat of a difference. I'll do the same overhead shot as before so you can judge for yourselves. The real difference comes in when you take a look at the Oxi Clean next to these stain samples. The Oxi Clean did a much better job than the different amounts of detergent. Now here's that overhead shot so you can judge for yourselves. Alright, that's all for today. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment as to what you'd like to see me test next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.